What's up, history buffs and myth busters? Today, we're smashing another historical misconception wide open. Get ready to meet Zera Yacob, the Ethiopian philosopher who will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about the Enlightenment. You've probably heard that the Enlightenment was all about European thinkers, right? Well, buckle up, because we're about to flip that script. Let's take a quick detour to Europe for some context. The European Enlightenment was an intellectual movement that swept through Europe in the 17th and 18th centuries. It emphasized reason, individualism, and skepticism towards traditional institutions. Some big names you might recognize: René Descartes, the "I think therefore I am" guy, who revolutionized the European view of philosophy and mathematics; John Locke, who talked about natural rights and the social contract; Voltaire, famous for advocating freedom of speech; Immanuel Kant, who encouraged people to think for themselves; Jean-Jacques Rousseau, who explored ideas of social equality. These thinkers challenged old ways of thinking and laid the groundwork for modern democracy and human rights. Zera Yacob was exploring similar ideas in his Ethiopian cave, sometimes decades earlier. He was all about reason, equality, and questioning tradition. He was born in 1599 near Aksum, Ethiopia. Despite coming from a poor farming family, he was very smart and quickly stood out in school. But life wasn't easy for our boy Zera. Ethiopia was going through some major religious drama, and Zera's open-minded approach to different beliefs didn't exactly make him Mr. Popular. Things got so intense that Zera had to flee for his life. But here's where it gets interesting. He found a cave and decided to turn his exile into a 2-year philosophical retreat. Now, you might think living in a cave would be boring, but for Zera, it was like a mental gym. He spent his time thinking deeply about life, religion, and reason. And let me tell you, the conclusions he came to were mind-blowing. Zera developed the following ideas. Primacy of reason. Zera emphasized the importance of using reason and critical thinking to understand the world and God, rather than relying solely on tradition or dogma. Equality of all humans. He argued that all people are equal in the eyes of God, regardless of their race, religion, or social status. Critique of organized religion. Zera questioned the arbitrary rules and practices of organized religions, arguing that they often contradicted reason and natural law. Natural law. He proposed the concept of a universal, rational natural law that was superior to man-made laws and accessible to all through reason. Religious tolerance. Zera advocated for religious tolerance and open-minded discussion of different beliefs, rather than blind adherence to one faith. Condemnation of slavery. He spoke out against slavery, viewing it as a violation of the natural equality of all humans and contrary to God's will. He came up with these ideas before the European philosophers we credit today. So why haven't we heard more about this awesome thinker? Well, for a long time, many people ignored African philosophy. But thanks to scholars who rediscovered Zera's work, we now know just how brilliant he was. Zera Yacob's story reminds us that great ideas can come from anywhere. It shows us the importance of keeping an open mind and thinking critically about the world around us. So, next time you're in philosophy class, don't forget to give a shout out to Zera Yacob, the African philosopher who was enlightened before the Enlightenment.